Hello there. Boom. What's up, guys? How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my friends out there. How are you doing today? Everything fine? I hope so. Today's our topic is all about a simple and useful bar training. Our company sent us a great, exceptional mixologist, head mixologist, to train us how to become an excellent bartender. On these videos, they show to us basic things, but very useful, that you can use in the bar. This training is very important to us. This training is all about the speed test and some few correction how you make the drinks, including putting the garnishes. Everything is gonna be excellent when you watch these videos. But please don't forget to subscribe my channel, SUPERBONGTV. Share, comments, click the button below so that I will update you every time I have a new videos. Watch this, guys. I hope you learn something new with these simple videos that they've been trained to us. Check out this video, guys.
When you're doing this and you're putting down, don't hit things. You want to keep it tight over here, or bring it back this way. You want to come back this way. You don't want to go that way, this way. You don't want to do any of those things. You don't want to, because maybe you have a glassware here chilling with ice. You're making a martini, go like this, bah, break glassware. You want to be mindful of where this part is going to do when you're pouring a cocktail. So you want to go up, bring back this way. Oh, it's always an angle in. Okay, so if you do this one, I go like that. That's depending on how much alcohol. I do different things, but I never go in here. I always want to try to bring my hand back over here. Okay, because I saw a lot of situations where you guys brought the bottle down. And I was like, shit, they're gonna break something or something. So be mindful of those things. Okay, I don't want you to accidentally be pouring something and you knock over a guest drink, knock over something. Same thing if you're doing the other hand. You know, always try to think about the bottom. The two things you got to think about is the front and the back. Don't worry about what's inside. That's going to come out. So how you point and how you retract, okay? Want to make sure that you're always bringing it back to the station. Keep it close to you, okay? Think the bottle close to you. And depending on if you're a finger pourer like this, you know, some people do this, but make sure that, you know, you bring back. This is a more advanced technique. So if you're doing this, or if you're pouring like this, bring your hand back. Finish over here, finish this way. Bring it back over here. You don't want to hit things over there, okay? Just trying to prevent something in the future. Work on that, especially you. You have a lot of like tendencies here where I get a little nervous. That's okay. Things we can work on. Boo, 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 boo. Don't give up. Fuck up, don't give up. The guest doesn't know. You get nervous in front of your peers, and you shake that you normally don't do because everybody here knows what you're doing. So they can call you out.
And somebody told me why is he grabbing the mixing glass and not a shaker?
Just to maintain the oakiness, bourbon.
Just want to chill the alcohol, and then you shake, and you also introduce air as
That is correct. We're also not using any juices, so there's no need to emulsify and mix. And the dilution rate would be less because we're just using spirits, so they're delicate, so we don't necessarily need to beat them up by shaking them.
So when you guys prepare your cocktails, when you're doing the cocktail of the day, or like somebody, a bartender's choice, in your mind, right away just think about like, okay, what do I want to make? I want to make my own cocktail. What do I want to make? I want to make a stirred drink or a shaken drink. Right away you're like, oh, if it's going to be shaken, it needs to have a juice and it needs to have a sweetener. That's the balance in all drinks. It's like French cooking, you need to have a cream, you need to have butter. Italian, you need to have tomatoes, garlic. Cocktails is this. How you gonna balance the sweet and the sour in shaking cocktails? And stirred cocktails, you're gonna balance the sweet with the bitter. Those are like your foundations. So always think like that. Any cocktail recipe you're gonna make.
Perfect. So we're making a French Manhattan. So Manhattan was named after the area code 212. So it's easy to remember. 2 dashes of bitters. Now these little bitter bottles, these things, when they're full, notice that's not 2 dashes. Even though you just saw me do this, you have to kind of gauge the flow of what bitter bottle you're using. and really get dashes like that. So I just did probably like 6 little dashes, but that's really what 2 dashes looks like. So you really want to pay attention to what's actually coming out and not what you're doing with your hand. So, and also more bitter doesn't make it better, worse. You can do a little extra bitter every now and then. It's like salt and pepper, you know?
It's exactly, especially for this cocktail because it's only Chambord in the Scotch. The bitter, it acts like a neutralizer.
Yeah.
It neutralizes the sweetness.
Sweetness gives it more
So
complexity.
yeah, it gives another layer because in this bitter there's so many herbs and peels, there's so many layers of flavor. So if you add extra bitter, it's not gonna hurt. Like it's actually gonna make it more round. It's gonna balance the drink.
So don't be afraid of the bitter. Go heavy on the bitter. I know it says two dashes, but you really just want to get in there. So then it gets 1 ounce of the Chambord. And then 2 ounces of our white label. Stewart's white label.
And you notice how he keeps the jigger right next to the glass?
Yeah.
In case
The
it
closer you are,
overspills.
if I pour it over here, then I have all this distance to travel. I'm as close as I want to. You don't want to do it on top because right here I'm pouring that way. You want to do it next to it because then you pour this way. So if you pour on top, then you got to move back to pour in. So make it so that the final resting place is comfortable. So I'll pour over here. So that way that's comfortable over here. It's efficient. You know, if you pour this way, however it is. I've seen some people do it over here, but over here is actually incorrect. It's good if you spill, but you want to get to the point where you're not gonna spill, and then you can easily go in there. Cool. Now, before I ice this, I want to ice my glassware. So you can build it, ice the glassware, then ice here and go, or you can ice the glassware in the very beginning. I'm used to having my glassware chilled, so I forget sometimes, but I caught myself right now, so it's fine. So ideally you want to chill the glassware before you do anything, but if you get to where I'm at right now, before I put ice in there, I remember that my glass needs to be cold. So
yeah, look, and if you
this
want
will
to
give
take
me
your,
enough time.
if you want to take your game to the next level, you can also like find some room in the fridge.
Keep 2 or 3 in there every now and then.
Keep them there, like 2
And
or
then just
3.
remember to
Like,
rotate.
that really takes. That's like people see you doing that, they're like, "Fuck, this guy's a good bartender."
Yeah, 'cause
All
you
the
care.
little extra steps is what's gonna get you, like, what's gonna take you from average to the best of the best.
Just being mindful of what you're doing. Cool, so everybody knows how to stir. You want to keep the back of the spoon on the glass the whole time. You put it in. You want to try to make as little noise as possible. I mean, that's normal amount of noise. What you don't want to do is all this. That's what you don't want to do. You want to make it sexy, elegant, because you don't want to aerate this. You don't want to disturb it. You want minimal dilution. So how do you know when it's ready? In about 20 seconds, the wash line goes up, the ice sinks in, you notice the frosting on the side of the glass. It's okay to hold the glass, but you don't want to palm it. You don't want the warmth of your hand to give it extra dilution. You do like to touch it every now and then, check the temperature, pull it out, taste it, make sure you wash your hand if you're going to be doing that. I don't really like putting it on my hand and tasting it. I'd like to have a separate spoon that I taste with, and then I wash, and I keep away from here. But everyone has their own ways of doing things, so stir this nicely. Boom, 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 boom. Faster stirring, faster dilution. Boom. Both of the glasses are chilled. I like to keep this as far out of range, because if I do it over here, I have the ability to accidentally drop this on top here. If I drop this, it'll fall over here and it won't break the glass. That's a really rare thing, but just in case, maybe this slips and then the ice cubes start falling, or if I'm over here, it can be as much. Everything I'm doing, I'm cleaning as I'm going, I'm resetting, I'm completely ready to rebuild another cocktail right now. As far as peeling, it's kind of like mowing the grass. You don't want to start with the peeler here. You want to start with it halfway or a quarter of the way on the side that's already peeled. So when you peel, you take it completely, and there's none of this. Understand what I'm saying? My method is I like to keep all my fingers away from it. So I literally, these are the 2 fingers that are holding it, and these fingers are just tucked away in the back. So these fingers are away from the peeling. Some people holding it like this is how you get in trouble, because see how my fingers are ready to get cut there? So I just take them out of the equation. They're all the way. And then the motion is you bring your index finger to your thumb. You literally just, you press and then you wiggle it, and when you wiggle it, it gets caught. Once it gets caught, you bring your index finger to your thumb, and you can use your wrist over here to help if you need to, but you don't really need to. You can just literally bring your index finger to your thumb, and you're not gonna hurt yourself ever. Now, I kind of just brought it in and it angled it, but if you control it and you bring it slowly, it would have gotten this part of the peel right here. And then you'll never hurt yourself, because you're literally keeping all your digits away and you're bringing it to your thumb. Very simple, very controlled. These are great oranges too, so they're actually, it's when they're like squishy that you get hurt, because then they slip. Cool. So, the oils are on the skin. The higher you do it, the more surface area covers. The closer you do it, the more concentrated covers. So this peel has a lot of citrus. You can literally feel it and do it. You don't have to do all that many times. One is enough. I'm not a fan of rimming it, because the oils are bitter, so they'll actually change the taste of the cocktail. What you want from the oils is the aroma. So the aroma is the important part. Some people do this. I don't really agree with it, because then your cocktail's gonna taste bitter. You don't want that. I do like doing a little bit on the glass right here, because if you're eating seafood, if you're eating something that you eat with your hands, then it actually will give you the nice scent of citrus, so it'll take away that. Oh, also it's just nice to have citrus in your hands. It helps you remember the cocktail. So once you do that, you throw it in, boom. If you have time, clean it up. Everyone knows how to clean the peel. Just cut the sides. Look pretty however you want. Later, after you then give it a little twist. Boom, boom, boom. And you drop it in. I can teach you advanced peel things later. Right now, we'll focus on the basics. And here you go. Cheers. Boom, French Manhattan. Any questions, concerns?
Rusty nail.
What's next?
Rusty nail.
Rusty nail. Rusty nail. I'm gonna make it once and that's it, because you don't need to practice a cocktail that's built. It's a one-to-one build cocktail. So you start with your glass. You don't want to ice it, and you want 1 ounce Drambuie, 1 ounce Red Label,
That rationale, sometimes the guests ask for, we can also get different whiskey.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, yeah. And then it's an upcharge, so it's better. But the basic one would be with the Red Label, because that's the house. I would give it a little stir, just to kind of incorporate, mix, chill it. It's the same concept as starting a cocktail. When you do it, it'll lower, wash line will come up. No garnish, ready to go. Boom, Rusty nail. Delicious cocktail. Next.
Thanks. The honey lemonade.
Honey lemonade. Honey lemonade is very simple, because it's pretty much you're making a lemonade with.
Boom! Are you still there? I'm just joking, guys. How are you doing? I hope you learned something new when you watch these videos. Simple and useful training in the bar. Thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, SUPERBONGTV. Share, comments, click the button below so that I will update you every time I have a new videos. To all my friends out there, again, God bless all. Terima kasih, San Pedro palagi. Pispeta, good I made. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego, baby. Boom. God bless all. I love you all and take care.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.